you can kind of see structurally something that looks very much like a dinosaur or a turtle. Oh, that's
There you go.
fantastic.
Right, yeah. Whatever it is, we've got it all this time.
Right.
So good.
That's a holker.
Well, then this is it here.
Yeah, the hollow limb bone.
Oh, that makes my day. That's made my day. That has totally made my day. Wow. Well, that's why you do it.
I'm Mike Cleeland. I was born here on the island from a family that's been here for a few generations. And what I'm doing now is I am Education Officer at Bunurong Coast Education, which is based out of Inverloch. So I organise outdoor educational activities for the local and visiting community down there along the Bunurong Coast. I have a close relationship with country here. It may not be exactly the same as the Indigenous people experience, but I certainly have a sense of connection and of heritage, particularly with the coastline in the areas where I live and work. I've always been fascinated by dinosaurs since I was a little kid. I remember as a 7-year-old reading the How and Why Wonder Book of dinosaurs and being fascinated by the phonetic breakdown of their names. I think like many people, I'm attracted to them in the sense that they're a top predator. In the same way as we're attracted to whales and sharks and elephants and things like that, I relate to dinosaurs in the same way. I think they're fascinating for the same reasons as that. For me, the main feeling I have in exploration for dinosaur bones around here is the feeling of a treasure hunt, the feeling that the next big discovery is just around the corner. And I think that'll continue to happen. That will be with me all my life because new bones are continuing to be uncovered both by sand movement and by wearing away of the actual surface of the rock.
So here we are at Eagle's Nest, and that's the rock stack in the background there. And this is actually the site of the discovery of Australia's first ever dinosaur bone on the 7th of May 1903.
If we'd come here 100 million years ago, things would have been vastly different. We would have been standing in a rift valley about 50 kilometres wide, running east-west across southern Victoria. You would have seen there's the wall of the rift on the north side and now the south rift on the south side, and there would have been a cool temperate forest growing along the floor of this rift valley with a meandering river system making its way from east to west along the floor of this rift valley. We would have seen all sorts of dinosaurs, flying reptiles, marine reptiles, wide variety of plants, an occasional flowering plant if you're very lucky.
Fossil remains have turned out to be all along the Bass Coast region, essentially from Inverloch to San Remo, and that's because we've got suitable rock. We've got rock of the right type and of the right age in that area. No dinosaurs on Phillip Island because it's too young and it's volcanic rock anyway. No dinosaurs on Wilson's Prom because it's too old and it's granite.
It's a relatively rich fossil coastline around here. We have 3 new species of fossils of dinosaurs described from this area and the amphibian Koolasuchus. Its full name is Koolasuchus Cleelandi. I was fortunate to discover this on the 30th of April 1990 out the back of San Remo. So this is the bottom right hand jawbone, or part of. There's another piece of it that goes to about there. So that sits in there. Koolasuchus is technically not a dinosaur, and you can tell because of all those ridges and grooves along the side of the jawbone. And it's thought that that's where nerves run through there, through those grooves, so that as it's swimming through the water, if a fish over here wriggles its tail, the vibrations come through and the Koolasuchus can detect that there's something over there that it might like to eat. So we don't have the whole Koolasuchus. We have this jawbone and half the left-hand jawbone, and some other scattered bones from other locations. These are the remains of the teeth here. They've been a bit affected by erosion because they were exposed at the surface, and those gaps between the teeth are where the teeth from the top jaw would fit in. This was a aquatic amphibian. It would have been swimming around in the rivers and lakes flowing through the Rift Valley between Australia and southern side. performing a role in the environment fairly similar to crocodiles. So the teeth are structurally similar to crocodiles. It was probably a fish eater, but was an amphibian rather than a reptile.
If you were standing there 100 million years ago, you would have been swimming up through the hot liquid lava at 1,200 degrees, so you'd be pretty hot. There'd be hard rock either side of you, and then you'd be shot out the top up there where the clouds are now. That's where the surface of the land would have been back then. And then you'd be spread out across the surface in a lava flow, and then you'd be eaten by a theropod dinosaur because they like nice little roasted children.
Nicely cooked.
Anyway, what we're going to do here, it's all cooled down now and gone solid, and the surface of the land which was up there has worn all the way down to here over millions of years.
I'd always been a bit interested in teaching. I like communicating with people. I like getting information across. I like using that to try and make the world a better place. So that has morphed into this work I do at Bunurong Coast Education. There's an old saying in education, tell me and I'll forget, show me and I might remember, involve me and I'll understand. So that's why I like constructing these activities where people get involved, whether it's fossil collection or rock pool exploration, because if you involve them in something, they will come home with stronger memories and better reinforcement.
Remember with our rock pooling is that when you pick up a rock to look underneath it, you got to put it back again in such a way that you don't squash the animals underneath it, okay?
I think the main hope with working with young people is that they'll come up with a greater awareness of their own environment. We've had 100 species extinctions in Australia already. We don't want any more. What we need is people who care about species survival and diversity and will take action to protect that. The message for my grandchildren's grandchildren would be the same as the message from the Bunurong people, and that is two things, to look after the land and look after the children. That's a philosophy they have, and that's something that they have honed over thousands of years. It works for them, and I can't see why it wouldn't continue to work for our people.